not really interested in this one. Oh my god, this was the best thing ever.
Pokemon Ranger, I choose you!
What's up my dear boys and girls, it's your Ranger Boy here and welcome to another review of Pokemon Journeys. After a 1 month plus absence from YouTube thanks to the disaster that was Leon vs Alan, my motivation for the Masters A tournament was basically zero, especially after I saw who was up next. And somehow, the battle I was the least interested in reignited my hope and expectations for the entire tournament. Now let's dive into the ratings and let me tell you how exactly Lance vs Diantha did that. The biggest advantage that this battle has compared to Leon vs Alan is that they had the entire episode dedicated towards it, instead of only the last 10 minutes which Leon's battle got. That means that they were able to properly display both Lance and Diantha the way that both champions deserve. Both were displayed as highly skillful trainers, we saw both struggling to gain the upper hand, and in the end, this episode made both champions look strong. Again, compare that to Alan vs Leon, where they made Alan look like a total weakling, while Leon didn't even break a sweat, to the point where he only needed 2 Pokemon to defeat the unbeatable rival of Ash. Another thing I really liked about this episode was the overall storytelling in this battle. On the one hand, we had Lance, who tried his hardest to break through every obstacle with sheer brute force alone, while Diantha used a variety of tactics to her advantage. When using Auroras, she used a more defensive kind of style by using both Light Screen and Reflector while waiting for an opening. With Gourgeist, she had a more cunning and trickery kind of style, especially while Diantha used her Pokemon's signature move Trick or Treat. And last but not least, when she switched to her ace Gardevoir, she took advantage of her Pokemon being a fairy type and the Mega Evolution aspect. And needless to say, Diantha winning was the only outcome that made sense, since she was the overall better Pokemon battler. But that doesn't mean that Lance was weak, because like I mentioned before, both looked really good. Last but not least, I really liked the little character moments in this episode, when both Lance and Diantha proudly announced that they would fight on the behalf of their respective region, including some nice cameos from Gen 1, Gen 2 and Gen 6. When the battle started, Jessie was all kinds of jealous towards Diantha, but as soon as she called out her Gourgeist, Jessie was all happy and rooting for Diantha because she loved her own Gourgeist so much. When Gourgeist won, the entirety of Team Rocket was so happy for it, like it was them and their Gourgeist who beat Gyarados. And when Gourgeist lost, especially Jessie was devastated. And even during the interview with Diantha afterwards, Jessie was all like, Diantha, can you please make Gourgeist your MVP, your ace next time? And I'm like, oh my god, that was adorable. And even Lance had a great moment of character during the battle. After he defeated Diantha's Ghost-type Pokemon, he took out the Pokeball of Gyarados and told him that he dedicated this victory to his fallen friend. That was really sweet. So my final score for this episode is a 9 out of 10, and the only reason why I can't fully give this episode a 10 out of 10 is because everything was great. The battle, the storytelling within the battle, and the character moments were all great. But the one aspect that wasn't as good was the animation. Don't get me wrong, the animation overall was very solid, like every Journey's animation is. But there wasn't really one moment of animation that truly stood out. Even the Mega Evolution sequence of Gardevoir, as good as that looked, was partly due to most parts of that being straight out of the XY anime. But needless to say, this episode, in my opinion, over-delivered, and without a doubt was the thing that rekindled my hope for the Masters A tournament, and I really hope that both Iris and Cynthia and Ash vs Steven can follow up on this one. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this short review of mine. What is your opinion on Lance vs Diantha? Tell me. Also, by the way, my review of Iris vs Cynthia will probably drop tomorrow after I watch it. Anyway guys, see you guys in the comments down below. Bye guys!